I was thinking about it, Lauren. It's a lot of guys who can play in different cities, but it takes a different type of animal to be able to really take on Boston culture.
Really? I feel like all you need to do is know the answer to this question.
What's the most used adjective in Boston? Most used adjective.
You don't know? Didn't you play here for 2 years?
Seriously, CY? Wicked. That's an easy one.
What?
30 clubs in 15 days. Red Sox camp starts now.
Wicked.
Oh, Fort Myers, Florida, we are ready for you. We're on a mission to visit all 30 clubs. We have 15 days to do it, presented by T-Mobile. We are coming your way from Red Sox camp. Lauren Shahadi, Chris Young. I've been looking forward to this one. CY, they had grit a year ago. Enter Walker Buehler, Alex Bregman, Garrett Crochet. You know that. When they walk in the clubhouse, it fires up the voice.
Yeah, for them to be at 500 last year and probably catch a lot of people off guard and then go in and make all those additions. And not only do you make those additions, Lauren, you bring in guys who are going to continue to be hungry. Bregman is trying to make his name for himself over here in Boston, but he also has an opt-out. He's going to be very motivated to play. Walker Buehler, 1-year deal, extremely motivated. So Aroldis Chapman coming in, Liam Hendricks coming back and being healthy. You have so many players who are coming into this team and bringing a winning culture to continue to build off of their success from last year. I can't wait to see how it plays out.
I love that. And it's not just talent, CY. It's an organizational philosophy that they want to get better, right? I mean, they haven't played in the postseason since 2021. They haven't had a winning season since 2021. Right. That's changing, don't you think?
I do think that, and that's something that's just not acceptable when you're in Boston.
Sure.
When you're in Boston, the expectation is to go out there and be in the playoffs year in and year out. And kudos to the Red Sox for seeing an opportunity, understanding that maybe they're a year ahead of where they thought they were. They have some young players that are coming up, a lot of people trying to compete for jobs, and it's excited to bring that healthiness into the game and try to go for it right now.
It starts at the top with guys who know how to win, and Alex Bregman is certainly that guy. I asked him what his first impressions of Red Sox camp were.
Oh, it's been great. It's been awesome just to get to know the guys, get to know the coaching staff and everybody involved in the organization. It's been awesome, and looking forward to continuing it.
You're having a great spring already. You've had so much success in your past. It reminds me of my favorite moment that I've personally had on the media side.
You had bragging rights for this one.
I did. I remember Bregman last year. He started off scuffing a little bit. He made an adjustment. He was locked in, and I called him. I said, man, what was the adjustment that you made? He said, you know what? You want me to pull out the car?
To the side of the road.
Pull over to the side of the road, get out the car, and show you what I'm doing. He said, yes. And he showed me this. He showed me this. And when you stepped out of the car and you sent me this video right here, what were you thinking in that moment?
Well, I was thinking that I was gonna get going a little bit. Obviously, it had been a tough start, but I was fired up. I felt like my swing was finally getting to a good place, and yeah, I was excited about it, and was fortunate enough to finish pretty strong last year.
And real quick, I know we normally do really big breakdowns, but you are making an adjustment here in string. Always playing with your hands.
Yeah.
Once again, what's the adjustment that you're trying to make right now?
Yeah, so when I came into camp, I was real across my body with my upper body, and my lower body was kind of open, and they actually broke down and showed me what my swing looked like in Boston in 2018 compared to what it looked like today in camp, and it's actually really cool, like the kind of diagram that they had to show me, and my hands were definitely like launching the last few years from way further back.
Okay.
So we moved the hands forward and closer into my body where they were inside my front elbow as opposed to outside my front elbow and back.
And what does that do for you? Like, what does bringing the hands up, or, because I was a guy who got big stretch back here and it got me into trouble, but for anybody who's speaking in layman's terms, what does bringing the hands more closer to your chest and more in front of you do for you when you're trying to fire your swing off?
Yeah, I feel like my best swings in my career have come from when I'm swinging from back, swinging from stacked, and not swinging from outside my body, but swinging from inside my body, and I can be short and direct to the baseball. And Yeah, it's been a good adjustment so far, but still a lot of work to do. As you know, beginning of spring training, every time you show up,
another adjustment will be made.
Yeah, 100%.
So you're a star in the field, Alex. Are you a star New Englander? Not yet.
Nope.
We thought we'd put you to the test. You got to know certain phrases, certain words. Are you ready for our little test?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
What we got?
Here is.
What we got? All right.
We have 4 questions.
I'll let you read the questions.
And
off,
you
Lauren.
have.
You're
I have
the
a
pro.
pen somewhere.
Of course you do.
Stand by.
Ready to go. There we go.
Live television. In red, of course.
There
You're
we go, sir.
welcome.
It's for you.
Up first, Alex Bregman, your first test of the day. What is a bubbler? Is it a drinking fountain, a swimming pool, or a teapot? You decide. Bubbler is a term
Drinking fountain.
used to distinguish a new type of drinking fountain. You nailed it. From the older
one,
version that required a cup. Easy. You knew that.
I like Vanna White right now.
Okay, you're 1 for 1. Duh. Up next, what is a carriage? Is it a laundry bag, a shopping cart? I feel like we have a future in this, CY. Or a purse. The term carriage is used to describe the wheeled device used to carry groceries to the checkout counter.
So I'm going to go with a shopping cart.
You gave him.
Okay, I
You
won't
just
help
gave
him.
him
I
the
won't help
answer.
him. We'll just leave him to the wolves.
Let's not give him the answer next time, all right? All right, let's go.
Up next,
Go
third. In Boston, this is easy. You got this one. The store referred to as Dunks sells donuts, shoes.
You're ridiculous with the context clues, Lauren. You're like Roflo. You're in Roflo.
Wait, I
with the
have a
clues.
fun fact. Can you just let me read
Let's
it?
go.
The name was changed in 1950 to Dunkin'. It began as a restaurant called Open Kettle. Did you know that? I don't think you knew that.
No, but I love Dunkin' Donuts. I'll
Let's
take
go.
that.
What's your order?
I like the donut with like
Chocolate
the
frosted.
No, pink frosted.
Shoot, with the sprinkles?
Yep.
Are you 5 years old?
I am. My wife gives me a hard time
judge
because I
you.
eat like cheeseburgers and pizza. I have the same diet as my 2-year-old.
Chicken fingers,
So I
mac
got-
and cheese.
I got to get it better. I got to get it
And
better.
away we go. Okay, last question, because you've gotten 3 out of 3. What's the word grinder represent? A sandwich, a coffee pot, or a hard-working person, Alex Bregman? You
And
decide.
that's you dancing in the club.
I think hardworking person, that's how I use it, but I'm going to guess something differently here. I think I'm going to go with, I don't know, sandwich.
Yes!
4 for 4.
There we go.
You already
Let's
won it
go.
over.
A
You
grinder
already
is
got
a
the
New
fans
England
over.
term used to differentiate sandwich hold fillings for hot fillings from cold fillings. Who cares? Good thing you
You're
get
a
it.
true Bostonian already.
There we go.
You're
There we
in,
go.
Alex
There we go.
Bregman. Good luck this season.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Alex is a good sport. He doesn't need to know any of that trivia to help this team in the standings department. 3rd in the AL East a year ago after back-to-back last place finishes, 81 wins. But the talent on the field says that's not going to be the case for this year's version. They got new pieces in the rotation, in the bullpen, some familiar healthy ones back as well. 14th year in the big leagues for Liam Hendriks. And all the questions I wanted to ask you, the most pressing I thought walking into this interview was what kind of Legos we working with right now. What do we got?
I actually just finished the Twilight House.
Okay.
So yeah, the Cullens House Twilight. I just ordered the Ferrari Formula One car, which I've already done the Mercedes and the McLaren. And then a gift from a former big leaguer, Mark Zepchinski and his wife Lindsay. They got me the Avengers Tower, which is, I want to say like 6,000 pieces, something like that. So I'm going to be knocking that one out here shortly.
What is the build-up been like for you coming back from Tommy John? Granted, you've had huge comebacks, and then you've had this comeback right here to where early last 2023 you were hurt, you injured, you lose the entire season last year. You see new reinforcement coming in with the Aroldis Chapman. What are you looking forward to this season from the bullpen?
One now, like you think about it, I've now had a chance to play with Craig Kimbrell, Kenley Jansen, and now Aroldis Chapman. And I mean, you look at the 3 top dudes of like this generation as far as closers go. I get a chance to be in a bullpen with all 3 of those guys. It's pretty special. So I'm just excited to learn from what I can from him after learning from Kenley and Craig. And I'm excited to get back out there. Obviously, last year I wasn't able to. It was disappointing not be out there at the end, but it's part and parcel of how it goes. And now it's just giving me that little bit more flavor this year.
What constitutes a successful season for you?
As a team, winning
No,
the World Series.
you.
Personally, it's reclaiming what I was.
What was that?
Reclaim. That's my word of the year. So reclaiming where I was pre-surgery, pre-everything else, which was, in my eyes, I'd like to think of as when I'm on the field as an egotistical narcissist, that I was the best reliever in baseball.
to think like that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have that little chip on your shoulder.
When you come in the game, everybody's expecting you to get those outs.
Exactly.
Right.
Whatever outs they are, whether they be the
Right.
1st, the 7th, whatever inning they give me. My job's to get 3 outs or as many as they ask me to.
You ready for the first, huh?
I'll be ready whenever they ask me to.
I love it.
I just want
Love
to
it.
pitch. I've spent too long on the sidelines. All I want to do is play.
Let's go. Good luck to you, Liam.
Appreciate it, guys.
Can't wait to
Thanks
watch
for having
it.
us.
There's healthy arms ready for action. That's the key, right? And look at this lineup, pretty darn good as well. Whenever you get a two-time All-Star back, the likes of Trevor Story, you're in a good spot. You like your squad. And to add on to this powerful group, Jarren Duran, Tristan Cassis, Alex Bregman. I was just thinking, what an infield this is going to be. We spoke with their shortstop and asked him how camp feels with all the new faces.
Yeah, it feels different. It's, you know, I think that started in the offseason where I felt like we were in on every single player, whether it was trade or free agency. And obviously we added a lot of talent, and that always causes a lot of excitement, a lot of expectations. So it's a big reason why I came here. And yeah, it felt different than the last few years. So I know everyone's fired up to be here, and we're having a good camp so far.
You're close with Bregman. Didn't you live in his house? Is that how the story went? Are you close? What
yeah, I didn't live in his house, but I stayed there for a week, kind of back in my free agency.
Okay.
He was, you know, kind of recruiting me to come to Houston a little bit.
And now?
Yeah, we flipped the script, and you know, I was recruiting him a little bit, and it's all good. We've been close over the last few years, just talking ball. As everyone knows, he's a baseball rat, and you know, he's come to me with a lot of different stuff on how I could be better, and you know, vice versa. So just a good friendship, and yeah, happy that he's here. I feel like covering you over the past couple years, this is your happy place, Trevor. How have the past couple years given you perspective of what this game means to you? Exactly. It's you know, I find myself looking at it through, you know, kind of like a childlike version of getting to play ball again. Tell me, yeah. You know, because it's, you know, through the injuries and all the ups and downs, you know, everyone has them, everyone goes through them, but, you know, it took a lot for me to get back to where I am right now, mentally and physically. So a lot of that was, you know, faith-based, and I'm so happy to be able to be where I'm at now, and healthy and strong, and like I said, having a great camp. Coming up next, we're going to chat with Jaren Duran. How would you describe him in one word? Ooh. I would say electric. Electric? Yeah. I like it. Yeah. Jacked. Yeah. This is my word. There's a lot of one words. Yeah, thanks so much for your time. We'll chat with Jaren after this. Fort Myers, Florida is our location. We are laser focused on the Boston Red Sox, who added some big time arms and a little bit pop to the lineup. Yes, please. Last year they showed glimpses, and our next guest showed just how high his ceiling can be. Thanks, Lauren. Here with All-Star Jaren Duran. First of all, Jay, thanks so much for joining us today. How's camp going? How's the off season? I saw some crazy workouts happening for you. Tell us all.
Yeah, off season's always good. I mean, it's hard to beat California. We got 70 and sunny every single day, but yeah, off season was good. Got to spend time with the family more than I get to during the season, and I'm always happy to be back with the boys though. So I'm happy to be here. When you go through your season last year, other than the opportunity to get more at bats, what stands out to you as the biggest mental and physical adjustment you made throughout the season? I'd say mental is just trying to ride that roller coaster of like when you're hot, and when you're not, and trying to create the more consistent line through the middle. But when AC told me that I was going to play every single day, that's also a nice thing to hear. So like when you're grinding and you're slumping, you know that you're still going to be in there every single day. And like physical wise, I mean, I still had that kind of a banged up toe after the surgery. Wasn't like feeling 100%. So like I feel like that's why my legs were a little tired towards the end of the year. So with you being in left field, what are the things that you have to think about that you didn't have to think about in center field, especially with dealing with that monster? Yeah, the monster is definitely a contributor. I mean, I remember sticking my arm in that little camera hole last year, but yeah, it's just knowing all the nicks and crannies of the bounces and stuff like that. Like if the ball's higher, you can get under it. If it's low, like knowing when you can bare hand throw guys out at second. Right. And a lot of things that people don't think about is the left field is when the ball is carrying back, it's going to come back into play. I'm more than happy to move to left field because it'll give Rafa a chance to win a Gold Glove in center, and I don't even want to touch right field because we got a Gold Glove over there now. Obviously excited to see what you continue to do on the field, offensively, on the bases. Hopefully you have a 30-50 season this year, man. I want nothing but the best for you. But thank you so much for your time. Good luck to you. Thanks for having me. Yes, sir.
Manager interviews are presented by Sage, the official finance software partner of Major League Baseball.
Welcome back to our Grapefruit League coverage. This is the perfect spring training day. So glad to share it with all of you from Fort Myers, Florida, home of the Boston Red Sox in spring and one of the best managers in the game. Our manager interviews are presented by Sage. Some new faces, some big-time star faces. What's that integration process like early with everyone?
It's been great. We got two guys that they only know October, Walker and Alex. We got a lefty that, you know, we feel like he's going to impact this division like no other. Chapman, he's been in the playoff. Wilson had 13 years in big leagues. So far so good, especially with Alex. I had the opportunity to coach him in 17, has followed his career since LSU. He's a guy that he leads, you know. A more mature kid, to be honest with you. We've been talking about kids and adults, right? And last year we had a lot of kids in that clubhouse that they didn't know what it takes to win. Now we got adults in the room. The conversations are great. Trevor Story said it the other day, the baseball talk is at an all-time high in this clubhouse. Right. You know, dinners and golf and hanging out. That's the way it is, man. Been there, done that, right? It starts here, but we still got to go out there and perform.
And when you dig into the staff that you have to work with, you have a lot of guys who have thrown their career high in innings, guys who have had some type of injury history. Give us a rundown of each guy in the staff and pretty much where they stand with the team right now.
Yeah, right now Cutter and Bello are behind. I don't expect Cutter to start the season with us. Bello, he's playing catch-up. We'll see where we at. Crochet, Buehler, Lucas, they're good, and Tanner too. You know, we expect them to be there in Texas. You know, we have to take care of them, especially early in the season. Early in the season, I think we have one off day in 20 days, if I'm not mistaken. So you got to be careful. You got to take care of them, understanding that the first year was great, and then after that, it's been a disappointment. I want to get back to that. You know, parades in Boston, parades in Puerto Rico, it doesn't matter. You know, had that feeling is great, and I think we have a group of guys that is capable of playing in October. Now we just have to go out there and perform.
We have to hit into the third base situation. I know up to this point, Devers hasn't had the opportunity to play yet. He's dealing with some shoulder issues. But as of right now, where do things stand at third base with Devers and Bregman?
I think there's a lot of decisions that we have to make around that, right? You know, Rafi was loud and clear. You know, he's a third baseman, and I understand that. I've been with that kid since November 2017. He's a proud individual, but one thing about Rafi, he wants to win. Right. And I think, you know, that first game in Texas will do whatever is good for the Boston Red Sox, and they're all on board, you know, and there's a lot of conversations, and let's see what happens.
I played third too, so if you need a breather.
I didn't like third.
Alex, good luck this season.
Thank you
so much. We're so excited about the current squad and the guys coming here, the prospects. For more on them, we'll send it over to Sam.
Thanks, Lauren. This is a talent-rich Boston Red Sox farm system. Their top pitching prospect, Luis Perales, coming off Tommy John surgery. They really like him. We could see him in the second half this year. Franklin Arias, the top 100 prospect in the middle infield, but so many eyes are on what they call the big three. Marcelo Meyer, a slick fielding shortstop who can hit. Christian Campbell, the reigning minor league baseball hitting prospect of the year, and Roman Anthony, somebody who gets 60 grades for both his hit and power tools from the left side. We're joined now by Christian Campbell. Christian, thanks so much for being here. Yeah. First thing I want to touch on, this is your first time in Major League camp. What has the experience been like so far?
It's been great so far. I've been learning a lot from the coaches, a lot from the staff, a lot from the veteran players we also have. It's been a great process so far.
Yeah, and how much is a potential opening day spot on your mind? Once you are in that locker room, everybody's competing for that one of those 26 spots. How much are you thinking about that as you get your work in?
Really, I've just been learning a lot from the veteran guys. Been asking them what their experiences have been like throughout Major League Baseball, what they've learned, and picking their brain throughout the whole process. So I haven't really been thinking about it too much, but it's definitely a goal I've had from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about that big three before. What's something about Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer that not a lot of people know?
They're both super positive people. Like, I would say, character-wise, like, what you see on the field is what you get, and like that's how they are outside the field too. They're both very positive. They don't really change the way they are towards anybody. Like, they're super positive guys, and like I said, they're both very good teammates and very good people on and off the field.
All right, we'll end on this one. You got a taste of Portland, you got a taste of Worcester last year. You're kind of getting ingrained in New England culture a little bit. What have you learned most about what it's going to be like potentially if you're in Boston long term?
It's big. All the fans are into it. I think that's the fun part about it. I mean, every event that I've been to for the Red Sox, everybody's into it. They're engaged. They're loud. They're always cheering. They're really into baseball. It's a baseball city, and I'm definitely looking forward to that when I get the opportunity.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Christian, for all of that. Right back to you, Lauren.
We loved hanging out with the Boston Red Sox in Fort Myers, Florida. Lauren Shahadi, Chris Young, 81 and 81 last year. They said, we're the Red Sox. Garrett Crochet, Alex Bregman, Walker Buehler. I feel like they finished third in the East last year.
That's right.
One notch up. Is that?
I'm trying to think, is that too ambitious, too aspirational?
What's your answer?
But I'm with you.
Are you?
I'm with you. The
Okay.
guys who came over here, whether you have Crochet, if you have Brian Bayo, Cutter Crawford, if these guys are healthy this year, they have a solid pitching staff, I think they can slug with anybody out there. I'm with you, Lauren.
Dan,
BK, second place. I'm with you on an individual note, talking to Alex Bregman earlier, fully locked in on his season. I truly feel like he is built for the big stage. He's going to take in Boston culture and go out there and hit 30 homers over the Green Monster this year. He's going to have a monster season. On the individual side, Lauren, who you got?
I was just thinking pink frosted donuts with sprinkles. It's Alex Bregman's
right.
order. I got it. No chocolate, what? For me, my conversation with Trevor Story is sticking with me. We remember 18-19 Trevor Story.
Right.
Stud. And he feels like he is healthy and ready to go. I'm looking for a healthy, productive season from him. Thanks for joining us for our coverage of 30 clubs in 15 days. For more, MLB.com is your place.